Hi, good afternoon. My name is Evan Troop, Chief Investment Officer of Troop Capital. And today I'd like to talk a little bit about oil. Let's see if we can get the screen pulled up here. So this is a chart of crude oil. So you can see we've really seen a breakdown here. Crude got all the way up to actually earlier in the year as high as 135, 140. We've subsequently broken down. We've now crossed through the 50, the 100, and we are approaching the 200-day moving average. Could see a little bit of a bounce here, but odds are pretty good. We're still looking at a downward trend for oil. Same thing with dated Brent. Dated Brent is the actual physical delivery of oil versus the paper market. You can see physical delivery of oil got all the way up to 145. Now we are trading back to levels that we haven't seen since the end of February, beginning of March. And if we look at the technicals, so this is the New York crude oil futures. We really started breaking down here kind of in the last, call it 3 to 4 weeks. Stochastics are starting to roll over, still haven't found a bottom just yet. And yeah, odds are pretty good. We end up kind of back in the high 50s to low 60s. There's a couple of support levels here. However, these are fairly weak, and I don't really have this shown on the chart, but it really doesn't start finding significant supports until you get to kind of that mid 50 to call it low 60 range. So for the time being, I think the path is lower on oil. However, we personally believe that the war in Iran is not over yet. So while likely we're still looking at risk off here for crude, likely until kind of the end of July, beginning of August timeframe, that is going to be an interesting opportunity because again, our model is pointing to oil likely being somewhere between 200 to 250 before this is all said and done. So should be an interesting second half of the year to oil, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care, guys.